How's it going, YouTube? And welcome back to My Comic Life. Now, My Comic Life is a comic vlog that comes out Monday to Friday, and it's all about me talking about comic book movies, comic books, and if you like what you see here, and you just want to hear some guy talk about comics on the daily, well, go and subscribe. And also, I'm thinking about doing a giveaway and giving away some free comics, so if you like what you've seen here, hit that subscribe button, because if you like free stuff, I may be giving some stuff away. So, tonight, I'm going to talk about Doom Patrol, Episode 2, Murder Falcon, Issue number 5, and Gunning for Hits, Issue number 2. Now, first on with Doom Patrol. Doom Patrol, Episode 2 was fantastic. Where Episode 1 really focused on setting the tone of the series, where Episode 2 really focuses heavily on our characters and what makes them so distinct. Everybody gets a time to shine. Crazy Jane is beautiful. The actress that plays her almost to perfection. It almost reminded me of the movie Split, where you saw the main guy just going through all these different personalities, and you get that in here with Crazy Jane. You get a little bit more with Cliff, Robot Man, which was fantastic. A little bit more into his psychological issues that he's having with the fact that, like, the childhood that his daughter had, and finding out that she's still alive, and what does he want out of that whole entire revelation to, I forget what her name is, but she's the one that basically turns into Putty, and how she is dealing with her psychological issues also. And then, like, everyone has their psychological issues that they're dealing with in this episode. And Cyborg is introduced, and he is played by perfection. It really felt like the Cyborg that I wanted to see in the Justice League movie that I did not get. You get it here. So Mr. Nobody, in the last episode, he created this portal, which, when you see portals, you're like, oh my god, you see this again. But of course, Doom Patrol has a little twist on it with a donkey that was just absolutely hysterical. And Alan Tudyk, who plays Mr. Nobody, his narration is on point yet again. Not very often do you get to watch a series where, when the previously on Doom Patrol, where it's actually really as entertaining as the show. Because a lot of times, when those scenes happen, you're just like, I want to skip this. Like, it gives you the option, skip. But no, Alan Tudyk, his delivery of this dialogue is so well done that I just am, like, intrigued immensely. So, this show really gets into the horror elements. It gets into the whole trippy nature of the episodes. It's just such a well done series. So if you haven't done it yet, go and put in a membership for the DC Universe. It is damn worth it, just for the price alone for this television series. And if this is the tone, because I feel like the problems that people had with Teen Titans, I believe that the DC heads have heard it, have heard the complaints, and you see them fixing everything, and just Doom Patrol just feels like a rebirth for the DC as a whole. So, you see what I did, that rebirth? Oh yeah, I did that. But it's just some good television, and it just makes it worth it. I've watched that episode twice. Just the comedy gold that's in there. When you see that cockroach exclaiming as, like, all this chaos is going on, and then he gets sucked into the portal, and then you see our characters get sucked into that portal also through the donkey, and then you see, like, the little memorial for this cockroach. It was just some good stuff, and some heart-wrenching stuff that just was like, wow. I'm so intrigued to see where this show takes these characters from here. And I'm trying not to, like, spoil anything for the show, because I want you to go out and check it out. So on to some comics. I've read a lot, but these two felt like standouts just for the series in general. Murder Falcon, issue number 5. This series has been a series that has been a little weak for me, where the strength is in the characters and the weakness is in these nameless monsters that are coming out of like this portal like you would see in Pacific Rim, and our main character who plays hard metal to combat these monsters. Where I think that's like the weakest elements of the comic. But in issue number 5, it really focuses on the group that are combating these creatures and getting into their personal problems. Where it's been building up with our main character. It seemed like when he broke up with his girlfriend, or his girlfriend might have passed away because of cancer. Well, come to find out, it was him that was fighting the cancer, and he kind of gave up on life. And this episode, or this issue, really dives deep into his psychological issues with it, and him confronting his ex-girlfriend, who, when they confront each other, it's some heart-wrenching stuff. The art just really focuses in on it. It doesn't allow all this chaos to roam around them, which you see in the universe constantly. That it just focuses in on these two at their most, like their hearts like open, like they're just giving it all. They're just emotionally wrecked, and they're trying to come to a conclusion about their relationship that ended so abruptly. It was just little things like this that just like really dived into the characters that I really wanted it to do. In the last 4 issues, it really hasn't done that. It's been more focusing in on the action. But now that it's focusing in on the characters and what makes them tick, just like in Doom Patrol, where that latest episode really focuses on the characters. Issue number 5, Murder Falcon, made me go, okay, I don't know how long the series is going to last, but I am all in. And look at that cover. That cover is so beautiful that I'm just like, all right, I'm all in. And we may have mindless creatures that we're killing. And mind you, the coloring in this book is spectacular. The coloring is so dynamic and just so much richness in each panel. And the panel layout is not like a traditional panel. It's so unique and so independent as these next one I'm going to be talking about. Gunning for Hits, issue number 2. If you see this book in your local comic book shop and you want to give it a try, I highly, highly recommend it. Now, it's not going to be for everybody, because Gunning for Hits is kind of a satirical look at the music industry, which, of course, when you like look into the music industry, you find out how crooked everybody is. It's just right for it to be for these crazy ass stories. Now, you have this manager or this guy who wants to sign this band, and he, in the first issue, it's all about him trying to sign this band and him going into the life or the daily grind of as being like one of those guys who's going for the record labels and working for them, and how crooked they are. And issue number 2 is so intriguing. Like, you've already got him to sign the band, and now it like opens up with this guy going into this office. You've never seen this guy before, and he goes in, and his boss is not there, but he gets the girl at the desk to let him in. And then he goes through the boss's stuff, and then all of a sudden, ow! Call the ambulance! And scene ends. Nothing's said about it. You're kind of like, huh, that was a weird scene. And then you meet this character that tells the story of him putting a rat trap that's like literally like a rat trap that like will cut off a person's finger, and he put it into his where he has his cigars, and he noticed that somebody was stealing his cigars, so he puts it in there, and well, this guy lost his finger, and now he's being sued. And you get all this backstory of this character, or this new character that was introduced, and you see he's like kind of like a scummy guy, that's just like a guy that's you don't want to know, but he's always going to. He's like the guy that you don't like. You don't want to associate yourself with him, but he gets shit done sometimes in really strange ways, and he always seems to come out on top. And so you got this guy in the record label, and now this new character that's introduced, and mayhem pursues, and this whole entire book is so satirical that it was just so entertaining, and the book has it takes a lot to actually read this book because there's a lot of it's very word heavy, but the panel layout is in such a way that you're not just stuck. You don't see just like walls of text. Like there's so many panels throughout this whole entire book that yes, it's wordy. And words are good, but with the way that the panel layouts is in this book, it doesn't feel like a grind. So I would highly recommend this book. This book is not for everybody. Like if you're into superhero stuff and superhero stuff only, you would hate this book. But if you're intrigued to see where comics can go outside of the superhero and just be experimental, Gunning for Hits can be one of those books. I am just... After the first issue, I was kind of like, okay, this was intriguing, but the second issue really kind of sold me on the series as a whole. So definitely going to be on for issue number 3, and I'm going to get issue number 3 on Discount Comic Book Services, because I was just lukewarm on the first... I was positive on the first issue, but I was kind of could see that it would get kind of old, but the second issue really sold me, and so I got on Discount Comic Service. I'm kind of disappointed I have to wait a whole entire month to get the next episode, or next issue. As you can tell, my brain is really on the television with the episodes instead of issues. So, I hope you guys all have a great Monday. I, myself, am going to go to bed. I'll see you guys all tomorrow. And tomorrow I'm going to be doing my top 10 most anticipated comics of the week, or of the upcoming Wednesday. So let me know down below. What's your most anticipated books? And I think at the end of the week, I'm going to give away the digital version of Gunning for Hits, issue number 1. So if you want to get into that, I think what we should do is, if you want to get into Gunning for Hits, issue number 1, digitally, you have to be a subscriber, you have to give me a thumbs up, and you have to leave a comment just about anything about comics or anything in general. And at the end of the week on Friday, we'll put you guys' names all in a hat and see who gets the first issue of Gunning for Hits, issue number 1. So that's what we're going to do. Alright people, my name is David Lee, and I'll see you guys next time on My Comic Life.